morning and welcome to the finishing line. And today we have the honor of having Virginie and Bodo from BOBST here for the first hour. Today's topic is packaging and embellishment. And I mean, who can't? I mean, BOBST should be. You should have the whole week, I guess, right? So welcome, guys. How are you?
Very good.
Thank you, Morten. Very good. Hello, everyone.
It's good to see you, and we had a few technical hiccups just before we got started, but I think that we are up and running now. Everything is as supposed to be. So let's dive directly into it. Virginie, what do you do at BOBST?
Yeah, we are providing solutions for the packaging industry on different industries, so corrugated board, folding carton, flexible and label.
I was more interested in your personal stories. That was why I started with the young lady. So, but you, Virginie, just to catch up on that, you work with marketing. So you're working in the same area as Bodo is working.
Yes, more or less. I'm the marketing and communication manager for Folder Growers. So really in charge of everything around the product Folder Growers.
Fantastic. And Bodo, you work with customers.
Yeah, I have more than 30 years background in paper manufacturing, printing and converting. So I'm 7 years with BOBST now, and I'm taking care of the product lifecycle management for folding carton, die cutter, hot force stampers, and also on the corrugated board and litho laminated side.
I mean, if you look at the printing industry, I remember when I reached out to Francois asking if you were interested in participating. He was like, Morten, you forgot the packaging. This is the most important part of the value chain. And I wouldn't say that I forgot about it. I would more say that I thought it was so big that it should have its own week. How important is the packaging business for BOBST?
Oh, it is our business. It is very, very important. But I mean, we also we provide a lot of solutions on the printing side. Yeah? Don't forget that we have focus on flexo printing and also on digital printing. But without converting, the supply chain would be incomplete. So packaging takes a huge part of the overall supply chain.
And the market is, as I see it, seems to be changing a lot these years. I mean, during the COVID, the supply chain, of course, changed a lot because the demand changed from the players in the market. How do you see the market in growth perspective, and how do you see the things in relation to analog versus digital?
I mean, the market is booming, I would say. And we, of course, we see digital arriving, but it does not mean that digital is replacing traditional. So we see growth on both sides.
Fantastic. It must be a nice spot to be in. And as I said to you before, I had the pleasure of hanging out with some of your colleagues at Label Expo in Chicago last week. So it seems that BOBST is really in a nice position when it comes to both developing products, but also to gain and earn the customers in the market. So how is the competitive situation seen from your perspective?
Yeah, competition is always around, and this keeps us moving. We work very seriously on the product lifecycle management. We always work on innovations. We try to be ahead of competition and provide the best solutions to our customers. So this is our daily business.
I also know that BOBST is extremely focused on the sustainability agenda. How can people see a difference? I mean, if you, let's say that you buy a non-branded company let's say in packaging, and then you compare it to the BOBST offerings, where can people see how you take the sustainability agenda serious? I know you do, but I'm just wanting you to tell me.
This will be part of our presentation today, so we will prepare very concrete examples. So we have prepared very concrete examples how seriously we are working on sustainability and how we roll it out. And yes, it's a topic which also takes part of the BOBST industry vision. We have, I will explain it later, but sustainability is one big important topic on the BOBST industry vision.
Even if today we already have in our portfolio solution that take the sustainability topic very seriously.
And Virginie, I was thinking that when you work on the marketing and communication side, it's not a bad time talking to converters about the sustainability agenda, because we know that brand owners are having these demands right now.
Yes, of course. It is more important now, but even before, it has always been something that brand owners required to the converters. So this is why in our portfolio we always have this topic in mind, and that we are really working on even more, I would say, at the moment, to integrate always the sustainability at the heart of every communication, but also product.
I can't help think about, because one of the trends that we see from brand owners is private labels and personalization and shorter print runs and things like that. So I was just wondering, in the old times, there was a huge setup time and a lot of waste when producing these kind of things. Is that something that you are addressing in order to basically help converters become more sustainable just using BOBST machines?
Oh, it's part of our daily business. I mean, yes, as run length is decreasing, setup time is relatively growing, and setup time basically means downtime. This is not productive, so the clear demand of our converters is to put measures in place to reduce setup time, and this is a daily work, a daily focus we are putting in our efforts. And of course, by reducing setup time, yes, we can also be sustainable, as we can make better use of the machine capacity.
A question I have asked almost everybody that has participated in this week of the finishing line is, when you look at the R&D and the technology that you provide, do you see yourself as a market driver, or are you market driven? And the reason I'm asking is because sometimes you can think that, okay, really good leadership also requires that you take some investments in technology that may be the next generation, but you have also to take some risk in order to get it to market. I don't know if you understand my question, but I was just wondering how you see that.
It's a combination of both, I would say. Clearly, as a market leader in the packaging, we try to drive the market to be ahead of the market with the latest technologies, but also we are working closely together with our converters on the traditional side. So it's both. We see something which could develop into a very new innovation, and also our converters gives us input. So it's a combination of both, which is very fruitful.
And last question before we are going to see what you have planned. The privatization of BOBST, I think that it basically gives you way more freedom to keep developing also on this agenda, right?
Yes, and we will talk to it. We have prepared a section about it, and Virginie will talk to you about it in a couple of minutes.
Of the long-term strategy.
See, I was just ahead of my time, and we didn't even talk about this. I'm sorry about this. Guys, please, I will leave the screen. I will also be muted, but I will listen to everything you say, and then after you're finished, we can have a chat about what I have seen, and if there's anybody from the audience who wants to ask any questions, shoot away. And as I always, when this session is over, we will cut it into a session, so you can watch it again as often as you like. So Virginie and Bodo, for now, thank you, and I will now leave it up to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Morten.
Thank you. So, no need to introduce ourselves now. As explained today, we are here to present you some converting solutions we have here at BOBST. And thanks to the crew we have here in our competence center of BOBST in Switzerland, we will be able to also give you a tour of our competence center to show or to demonstrate some solution we have in our portfolio. We will focus mainly on folding carton, but also on some solution for litho-laminated. And this, as I said, are working with a crew that usually works with, for live stream demonstrations of our machine in our demo center. This means behind the cameras, we have a great team in this demo center. So we planned a short introduction on BOBST, on the market trends as well. This means we will show you some slides before going into our competence center and show you the solutions. So let me show you the slides. So to round up the big figures we have here at BOBST, it's a short overview on all the main figures and numbers. I will only pick 3 of them. So BOBST, it's more than 1.5 billion Swiss franc turnover. It's approximately 6,000 employees and more than 1.6 thousand machines sold last year. So very big numbers. Then BOBST is a global player with more than 50 entities around the world and 19 production sites. And as Morten asked us before, we have prepared some information regarding the growing product topic. As you may know, BOBST has been successful for more than 130 years on the market. And in July, the major shareholder, GBS Finance, which includes all the members of the founding families, has offered to buy all the shares of BOBST Group. This means that the company will be going private, owned by the family, and this is in this way to show a strong dedication to the industry while supporting the GBF long-term strategy. And now, Bodo will give you some facts on our portfolio, on our vision, but also on the market trends.
So thank you, Virginie. I have prepared 3 slides for you, and I will start with the BOBST industry vision. And as you can see, our world is relatively complex. So we have on top of the slide, you see the packaging value chain. Everything starts with a brand owner. We have designer, we have production machines, and so it follows up to the end consumer. And below you see all the different production manufacturing processes for packaging, which is available. And to the left, in writing, you see the high expectations of all the stakeholders towards this process. So the BOBST industry vision is really the centerpiece of BOBST leading innovation. And what it's all about, it is meant to connect the converters to an automated and digitized workflow. So everything starts with a brand owner. The brand owner has an idea for a packaging unit, and he is creating data. And the data are put into files, and they are defining the artwork and later on the structural design. So it is very important to handle in a very efficient way the data in these complex process. And the BOBST solution to help our converters to do so is BOBST Connect. So BOBST Connect is the little red cloud you see in the middle of the packaging chain and the machinery. And BOBST Connect is able to share in a very efficient way data between machines and machines or humans and humans. And this all enables the process owner to be more effective in maximizing the consumer experience. Or how I would say it in my words, the BOBST industry vision will help us to get closer to zero-fold packaging, to maximize the machine output and machine performance, to minimize packaging units costs, and to be more sustainable. So BOBST is active in 4 industry sectors, which is the corrugated board industry, folding carton industry, flexible material, and label industry. And BOBST is covering many different processes from coating, laminating, printing, converting, or a combination of all these different processes in one inline machine together for one pass productivity. We are offering different performance levels of our machines. So Master represents the peak performance level, and this is then followed by the Expert, Vision, or NovaCut level. And we have offering over wide format ranges. So we have narrow mid-web, 106, 145, up to 2.1 meter size corrugated board die cutting machines. And I think the largest width we are offering is on the folder gluer side with 3.5 meters. So we have a huge diversity on our machine range, but what I want to point out, all of these BOBST solution, all of these BOBST products have one thing in common. They can work on a 24/7 basis, constantly delivering best performance and best quality. And to make sure that it stays like this, BOBST needs to put the focus on innovation. And the innovation focus is on digitalization, automation, connectivity, and sustainability. And all our converters, of course, they love that BOBST products are leading, because leading products give them a competitive advantage and gives them superior quality with innovative features. And to round it up, also BOBST offers a wide range of high-end services covering production support and process optimization. So life could be so easy, but unfortunately we are surrounded by many, many challenges. And we need to state that our market environment remains very dynamic. So there's a growing demand for more agile production, and this is pushing the trend to short runs. This is increasing the number of setup times. This is creating downtime. There's the trend for more convenience in shopping. So the consumers, they don't want to wait in line or in a queue. So there we have the trend for e-commerce. There is the increasing awareness about plastic waste, and therefore the demand for more sustainable packaging solutions. And with COVID, we learned that we need to live with shortages. So all of a sudden, the supply chain is interrupted, products are not arriving. On top, recently we face inflation, increasing energy cost, and increasing raw material cost. And all this is embedded in the demand of zero-fault quality, as non-quality is not sellable, simply means waste of time and resources. So the idea is that Virginie and myself, we will guide you through the Competence Center. So my presentation now is followed by a little video. This video will give me the time to relocate to a digital inspection table, which I will present to you live. So hello, I think I am back. So welcome to the digital inspection table. BOBST has launched this product in 2018, mainly for corrugated board applications. And now we are in front of the digital inspection table, folding carton 106. What is the main difference between the corrugated and the folding carton one? Here the folding carton one works with 3 laser projectors to have a high resolution image in case we are using the augmented reality. Then this table is equipped with a high resolution digital camera. So everything what we are doing with this table can be digitized and directly sent to a digital quality report. So this means in future we don't need to carry around maps, physical maps. Everything what we are doing, everything what we are measuring in terms of quality, we can digitize, and it is put directly in a digital report. So this screen also is the main operating screen of the table, and then we can also add another screen, which is an HMI screen, which can also be used to operate a machine, a die cutter, hot foil stamping machine, or a folder gluer machine. But we can also connect third-party quality control equipment. And here you see an example of a C2 Creasy, which we have attached and we can use for quality checks. So now let's talk about the use cases. So imagine we have a proof, a validated proof from a brand owner, and we, as the converter, now we need to consolidate the structural design and the artwork. So to make sure that the structural design which the tool maker has delivered to us, we can make visible the die line and the creasing line and check if the structural design which has been delivered by the tool maker fits to the artwork. And then, of course, we like to see if the artwork, the latest artwork file fits to, we need to see if the latest artwork file fits to the validated proof of the brand owner. And what it's all about is that we project the artwork file and we make a comparison to a physical sample. And of course, we need to train ourselves a little bit to see if everything is in line. But you might notice that the EIN code here we have an issue with. So something is wrong. The EIN code doesn't fit. So something has happened in the transfer of the data. So it was good that we double checked to the validated proof of the brand owner before we invest in printing plates. So this is one use case I like to explain. I have another one. We have the digital inspection table is equipped with different lighting systems. So we can have lighting from below. We can have bright light, which I explain, and we have lighting from above, which is a norm light to check print quality. So now you can see this pharma box we have here, and this box has been brailled. So now we can play with the braille light, and we can easily see the braille light is creating a shadow, so we can easily see the braille which has been performed, put on the box. And now we can look if the braille dots really fit to the layout. So everything what is supplied in green means yes, the dot has been produced in the correct way, embossed in the red way, and everywhere where we see a red sign, there should be no dot. But now we notice, so this is 100 milligram, but the box has produced 500 milligram. So we have discovered another mistake. So the braille light should basically look, should look like this. And you can see that we have here a red dot, which does not fit, so they are to the real embossing. So we have mixed 100 milligram with 500 milligram. So these are just two use cases to get you introduced to this digital inspection table. And I will pass on now to Virginie, who will explain you the next machine live, the expert fold.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bodo. Thank you for this great demonstration, and I'm sure that everyone behind the screen loved it. So, the digital inspection table is not the only quality control system we have in our portfolio. Now we are moving to the folding gluing stage, as you can see. I'm with two folder gluers. But first, I'd like to give a strong message. This year, 2022, is a special year for folder gluers, for BOBST folder gluers, since they are celebrating their 80 years anniversary. So happy birthday, folder gluers. Indeed, the first BOBST folder gluer was launched in 1942, and since folder gluers have become a leader on the market with innovation, device, and peripherals. And here in the Competence Center, we have different folder gluers, but we will focus on the configuration that is ideally suited for the pharma box you just saw with Bodo. So let me just pick it, show you. So you saw this box with Bodo on the digital inspection table. And this machine, the Expert Fold in size 80, is ideally configured for the production of this type of box. But first, let me give you some information about the Expert Fold. The Expert Fold is the most versatile and highly efficient, I would say, for folding carton in its range. It allows to produce any type of box in a wide range of materials. It provides very short make readies, short changeovers for maximum uptime. And as I said, the machine is very versatile. It means that it can be configured with different devices or peripheral. And here, this configuration for ideally suited for pharmaceuticals is equipped with first, we have here the AccuCheck, our inline quality control system that makes zero-fault packaging a reality. How does it work? The AccuCheck inspects every blanks during the production at high speeds, and when a defect is detected, it will filter and eject automatically the defective boxes without impacting the production flow. This is important. Then we have the AccuBraille unit. It is a patented device that allows to emboss the braille dots on every blank. So again, the box we saw before on the digital inspection table. You can see here the dots that we applied, high quality dots that are totally compliant with the pharmaceutical regulation. Just to show you the tool that helps to apply the dots on the blanks. And then at the end of the line, we have, as you can see, we have an outlet peripheral over there It is the carton pack 4 and the case erector. And it's automatic packer that automatically fills the container ready to be shipped to the final customer. I have prepared one box to show you one layer, to show you how one layer looks when it's filled in the container. So Michael, my colleague, will follow me to show you how it looks. So here we have one container filled with one layer of finished boxes, all aligned and ready to receive the next layer after, on top of the sheet, the insert. So, as I said at the beginning, this versatile machine is the perfect answer to the actual trends of short runs, cost-efficient production, and also zero-fault packaging production. And now, if we move to the next, to another topic, another trend, the e-commerce trends. We also recently introduced an expert fold, another expert fold, the expert fold 165 e-commerce, the perfect answer to the growing demand in e-commerce. So this expert fold is more suited to small format packaging production and also litholam production. It can produce complex boxes in one single pass instead of two. This means our customer will be able to double their production capabilities. Unfortunately, we don't have this folder grower in our competence center, but I suggest we all watch the product video together to see how it looks and how it works.
So, hello again. Now we are in front of a real masterpiece, a real powerhouse, the MasterCut 1.65 PER. So master, this indicates it is a peak performance range. 1.65 means, explains the format. So here we are working on the format size 7, so 1650 millimeter sheet width and 1300 millimeter running length. P stands for power register, and this is an optical sheet-fed registration system which assures a perfect cut-to-print quality. And the power register works with register marks, which have been here printed on the sheet to align into the register. E stays for stripping and R stays for blanking. So what is special about this machine here? It is a 3-in-1 die cutter. Why 3-in-1? Because it can handle litho-laminated sheets, it can handle corrugated board up to 7 mm thickness, and it can handle folding carton from 300 gram per square meters onwards. So for litho-laminating, we use sheet fed offset printed sheets with a high quality, and to make sure that the surface of this printed sheet doesn't get damaged, we work with a top feeder. Normally, corrugated board die cutters, they work with a bottom feeder, and there you have the risk that the surface gets damaged. So here on this machine, you see that we are working with a top feeder. Also, we are staying in front of the machine. You see a logistic system. This assures auto non-stop operation at the feeder. The feeder we call, in fact, smart feeder because it can communicate with the power register. This is very important for automation and to liberate the operator from manual tasks. So imagine the sheets are always arriving too late at the intersection. The power register would notice this and gives the feedback to the feeder to accelerate so that the timing of the sheet arrival is always correct. Or you can imagine that the sheets, they are arriving always too far on the operator side. So when they arrive too far on the operator side, the power register can also notice this and can send back a feedback to the smart feeder, and the smart feeder can move the pile automatically into the center line position. So now we go and move up to the machine. So the operating of the master cut is working with an HMI sphere, and this HMI sphere system you find basically on over the complete BOBST product range. So we can store machine settings for repetitions. So this HMI can store 5,000 recipes for repeat jobs. Of course, then for the operator, it would be difficult to find the correct recipe for the specific job. But of course, BOBST also has a solution for that. And this solution we call Tool Link. So what is tooling doing? Tooling moves the tools into the digital age. We are able to give the tool a specific identity by applying an RFID chip into the die cutting tool. This RFID chip is then recognized by the machine, and because the machine knows the tool identity, it knows automatically the right settings for this specific job. So this saves a lot of setup time during the changeover of a machine. So this machine can run with 7,000 sheets per hour and can apply a cutting force of 550 tons. So it's plenty of tonnage. Then we are working with a stripping station and we are working with a blanking station. Of course, they are all equipped with quick lock and centerline settings to shorten the setup. What is special about this machine is that we are not working with a high pile delivery, but with a batch delivery. This means we do the blanking and we create batches like this, who are constantly auto non-stop going out of the machine. And behind the machine, you will notice the peripheral system, which handles the blanks depending on their layout in a way that the stacking of the wooden pallet for transportation is always done in an optimized way, not to waste any volume during transportation. So now you like to see the machine running live. So we will switch on the movie and you will see the machine in production. Of course, we must not forget to talk about sustainability. And to be sustainable, BOBST has invented for a wide range of machinery the BOBST Energy Recovery System, like we have here available on the Mastercard 1.65 PR. So this means in case the machine needs to stop, we can transfer the kinetic energy into electrical energy, which can then be used in the electrical grid. So a very sustainable solution available on a wide range of BOBST hot force stampers and die cutting machines. But you will now hear more about sustainability from Marco Lideo, who's the head of our product line.
We decided to take a massive leap in our department in the last couple of years. We have actively been working on ways to implement innovative features that will drastically improve the carbon footprint and optimize energy consumption. To do so, we introduced greener solutions at the very beginning of the development process. Please follow me to get to know more about our new way of thinking. Imagine that we can save 60 tons of cartons for a production of 50 million sheets per year. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, we made it happen. One of our biggest breakthroughs is the method where we have found to improve the register process layout. This allowed us to save a significant amount of raw material. As you may know, compressed air is required through different elements across the machine during production. Our R&D department developed solutions that drastically reduce air consumption whilst keeping performance stable. Furthermore, the engineering around our product line's energy management has been revamped to recover as much energy as possible. We developed innovation capable of saving up to 6% of energy, which corresponds to a 5-room apartment electricity consumption for 1 year in Switzerland. All these breakthroughs are contributing to drastically reducing energy consumption and carbon footprint. At product line DSF LAM, we have at heart to find innovative solutions to make your daily tasks easier and to be as sustainable as possible to ensure a brighter future for all of us.
So now we are back.
Decided to
We are
take a
hoping
massive
you
leap.
liked what you have seen. I like to give a little summary of the presentation. So the BOBST industry vision is really the centerpiece of BOBST, leading innovation to provide answers of today's and future challenges. And digitalization plays a very important role in the packaging value chain, and the BOBST solution is BOBST Connect to make sure that the machines can communicate between each other, including all stakeholders. Increasing automation is very important to reduce operator intervention, and this is also the answer to the reduced run length we are observing. Zero-fault quality is a non-negotiable fact, and BOBST solutions, two BOBST solutions you have seen today, it's the AccuCheck inline quality control system in the expert fold and the digital inspection table. And of course, finally, BOBST continues to focus on efficiency and energy savings to drive together with you into a sustainable future. So we are arriving at the end of our presentation. So thank you very much, Virginie.
Thank you to you, Bodo.
Yeah. Thank you. Amazing. Big thank you to the team which is working behind the scenes. And of course, thank you to Morten and the audience.
It's actually fantastic. I mean, to see how you in 30-35 minutes are able to basically take the audience through some really groundbreaking things, basically. Because if we take it a little bit from the end, the energy savings, the commitment to the green agenda. I mean, everybody talks about it, but here it really seems that you are doing some serious effort to reduce energy and reduce and also capturing the kinetic energy, as you spoke about. Where, I mean, you know, when we look at our housing, I can tell you I live in a house in Denmark. It's pretty cold here in the winter. One of the things I really want to aim for in the future is that to have a house that is zero energy or even net positive energy. Is that at all, is that a path also in the industrial thing, or is it more about reducing it to an absolute minimum?
I think we need to find an answer to this question. I think we will always consume energy, but the question is how sustainable it will be produced. Will it be CO2 neutral? And I think it's not anymore a question, it's a must we need to deliver.
And when I start asking you in the introduction whether you are a market driver or you're market driven, the demand for the focus on energy, is that from the brand owners and from the converters, or is it from the society? I mean, where does the commitment that BOBST gives to the market, what drives it?
I mean, being not sustainable can be very reputation damaging. So if the end consumer is unhappy with a certain packaging, the brand owner will suffer. Behind the brand owner, the converter will suffer, and the converter will pass the pressure to us as a machine manufacturer. So we are all involved, we are all responsible, we are all required to work on sustainable solutions.
And then starting from your presentation of the digital board, I mean, you shown it to me in a previous session. You and
Fast forward.
Yeah. But that was only 45 seconds or something like that. So that was like a very. But here, I mean, it's very, very clear that also in relation to fault-free production, which is like very important, of course, but even more important is also when you look at the difficulties of having enough substrates and basically pre-production, that you can monitor things to the details. And I really like that you could see the die lines, you could see the braille, you could see everything. Is customer embracing this technology? Is that something that you see in the market now, or is it still like relatively new, or how is it with that?
No, it's not relatively new. I mean, we launched it for corrugated board applications in 2018, and since then it's available on the market. We have several customers buying several units of this system. We have launched it last year for the folding carton sector, and quality is a non-negotiable fact. I mean, if you can
100%.
avoid, and if you can, I mean, it's not only impacting on sustainability, but if you produce non-quality, then you waste all the resources and you waste the time. So and it can be very, very costly. So
It can also jeopardize a customer relationship. I mean, if you
100%,
deliver non-quality to the customer,
Yeah.
yes. it
Yeah,
can-
that would
So-
be a huge problem, of course. Yeah.
So brand owners are constantly interested what type of quality assurance converters are providing for their production. And yes, the Accu Check or the power register or digital inspection table can be one solution also to present from the converter side to the brand owner, say we are equipped in the right way to assure the quality for you.
So it's actually also a selling argument. So when you go to brand owners, that you can have all the quality control prior to print, of course. And Virginia, then I have also to congratulate you on your gluing line. I mean, 80 years. That is, I mean, when you think of 80 years. I actually downloaded a film with the Stevie Wonder's "Happy Birthday" to you, but I thought maybe that would basically just take it off because of copyright issues afterwards, so I would not play it. But I can tell you a funny thing, and I think that people sometimes think, okay, 80 years, okay, that's of course a long time. But think about it, no internet, no Walmarts, no Amazon, no large stores as we know them today, printing machines that were considerably different and slower than it is today, no mass media, no social media. I mean, sometimes when you take technology into perspective, it is quite interesting. As you know, another Swiss company, Hunkler, they have a 100 years anniversary this year. And I was actually writing a story about them and looking into how the printing industry looked 100 years ago. I mean, just 20 years after you started with the gluing line. And it is amazing what has happened from a technology perspective, from a consumer perspective. And so a warm congratulations and great to see that 80 years is, I take there's a huge difference between the first machine and the latest machine, right?
Of course. Less automation, less versatility, etc. But the funny story is that we still have customers with the first machine still in production.
Wow.
But for a totally different type of packaging.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
of course, it shows a long-lasting product we put 80 years ago on the market.
And that is also, you know, sometimes when people talk about, you know, I have a 11 years old Mercedes as a car, right? And maybe the 11 years Mercedes is the same kind of, not comparable, but quality, you know, it's more expensive than buying a whatever Fiat or something like that, but it lasts longer. And I think it's maybe the same without knowing the prices of BOBST, but I'm just the really high quality production you do have a long investment frame, and I think that it's also a certainty to the market that when you invest in BOBST, it has a really serious time to make money for your customers, right?
I mean, BOBST machines lasting decades, and this is also arriving to the fact that we are offering still operator and service training for machines which are not anymore in production. So if you go here, next time you go here to Lausanne, I show you our training center. Of course, we have the training for all the recently launched machines, but you also find machines with an older generation where the machines we still have here, and we do train service people as they still perform perfectly for our converters.
So when people have an old machine, let's say an old BOBST machine, let's say a 20 years old machine, and you talk to them today, I take that as you said, Virginie, as well, the more automation, the faster setup time. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons, even though you have a perfectly working machine, there's still a lot of good reasons to invest in your machines if you have the customers and the market for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, of course.
that was a very short and direct answer, I must say.
No. I mean, I think today we are offering solutions that are also very versatile. With one machine, you can produce a different type of packaging with short changeovers and short make readies. And this is the big differentiator that we have today compared to the previous machines of 20 years ago. It doesn't mean that they were not productive, but they were productive with one setup and to run the full day, for example.
And I mean, this is the typical question of a product life cycle. I mean, this is all about replacement, and if there are new technologies which are coming to the market, yes, then older generation of machine gets outdated. It is not anymore competitive, and this is then forcing the converters to reinvest.
Fantastic. Virginia and Bodo, I would like to thank you very much for a fantastic walkthrough, and I really appreciate your time with us here on INKISH. So thank you very much. In just 5 minutes, we have actually APG, and they have invited Paolo Grasso from Arteca to talk about the EcoLeaf solution, a new, really groundbreaking new technology that we are waiting to see. So guys, thank you to BOBST, and thank you for your continuing support of what we do, and appreciate your time with us here on INKISH. So have a wonderful day, and hopefully we see each other soon.
Yes, hopefully we'll see each other soon. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.